Hey gang, good afternoon. I just wanted to test something to see how this works. I've got this streaming on both X, Twitter, or X, whatever, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube, because I haven't tried this yet. And unfortunately, you can't set up the show the way you want to. But anyway, good afternoon. How you doing? This is going to be really short and sweet. I just came on because I noticed that there was a plane crash in Toronto today. I think it was today. It was a few hours ago, I guess. And lots of people talking about it on X, the app formerly known as Twitter. And I got to thinking, how are they going to find a way to blame this plane crash on Donald Trump? And somehow, some way, they figured out a way to do it. And I'm like, really? As if, so let me give you a little background here, because I was looking up some things a few minutes ago. So there's, as I'm looking through different years, there's, probably an average of 1,500 incidents, plane incidents a year, crashes, near misses, whatever. And that number was on the downtick for a long time, but in 2023 and 24, there was an uptick in them. Near misses, not crash. And let me clarify, not commercial liners. Commercial liner crashes, there haven't really been any since 2009. Okay. So when Trump comes into office, there's this big plane crash, right? And unfortunately, many people died. And it was 9 days into Trump being in office, and everyone's blaming Donald Trump, like as if Donald Trump flipped a switch and all of a sudden planes are going to stop dropping out of the air. And I was like, what are you talking about? By the way, good afternoon, everyone who's good afternoon, everyone who's on here on YouTube, on X, on wherever you are. And if you happen to be here on X, jump into the chat, because I want to see how that works as far as YouTube goes, or not as far as YouTube goes, but how it works. And because I'm doing this through Streamlabs, and so I'm multicasting on multiple different platforms. And I'm just curious if it's working. So if you're watching on X, say hi. Thank you, Resolute Germ. I caught you there. Unfortunately, there's no way. I don't think you can. You can pop out the chat on X. I didn't know you could do that. See, this is the first time I've ever used it. This is part of the reason why I'm doing this, because I want to also start streaming on X. Yes, thank you. Gunfox, a.k.a. Medic Fox, a.k.a. Mac Wolf, saying normal streaming time, 10 a.m. Eastern time, Monday through Friday. Yes, and I might start doing this again. I'm also on Twitch right now, but I haven't even looked to see what's over there. So let me pop out the chat on YouTube too, so I can at least keep track. So anyway, so I was trying to figure out how exactly people are going to start blaming us on Donald Trump. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. There's people actually doing that on... on X. So I'm gonna pull up a few tweets that I'm seeing this, because I looked this up, and it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. So let's just, and this is a very impromptu stream. This is not normally what I do. Normally I do news in the morning if you happen to be passing through. And by the way, good afternoon. Good evening, Mike Savage. Good afternoon, Tyler F. Oh, Mike Savage, you get the bell though, because you were here first. Yeah. How about you? Tyler F. Eagle Avocatus Diabli. Also, good afternoon, Rick Ashbringer, Gunfox 61, the amazing administrator of the Dawg Knight Discord server. Special can asset on the special honorable mention list of my favorite Canadians. Also, Eagles in the house. Rockhopper, what's up downtown down under, and you're awake. Good for you. Eagle Rockhopper. That's everybody on X. Oh, Simon Wilkins, Cryptic over on Cryptic over on X, Rick Resolute Germ over on X. So good to have you all here. Welcome to the show. If you never watch the show, check me out, 10 o'clock Eastern, Monday through Friday on the Dawg Knight Channel on YouTube. And I'll start doing this on X and Twitch if I can figure out how to make it happen. Problem is, you can't set it up on there's a problem setting it up on, what do you call it, on YouTube. And then you try to put X and Twitch on there, and it messes up your settings for YouTube. So I don't know how to. I'll figure this out someday. So anyway, let's talk about these buttheads, assholes, whatever, on X talking about plane crash. Okay, so I'm going to give you some examples. First, I didn't set this up so I can here, let me make this so you can see the articles. This is not it. There we go. All right, so here we are. I've just put in plane crash in the search bar here on X, again, app formerly known as Twitter, and I'm going to scroll down. We're going to look at some of the dumbassery that you find on here. Eagle, you're not seeing the chat on Twitter. What are you not seeing the chat on? Oh, you can see the chat over on X. It's there. It's there. I see it. All right, here we go. So I'm going to scroll down here just a little bit. Like plane crash, miss me yet. Now, granted, if anything is happening as far as plane crash right now. Oh, Swirly. I didn't say hi to Swirly. I see you there. And Keebler's in the house. And Reaction Puerto Rico's in the house. Assassin of the Greg. Awesome. Good to see y'all. Welcome. And Keebler, I said Keebler. Okay. So I scroll down here. Miss me yet because of a plane crash. Well, wait a minute. The plane crash happened in Toronto. Now, it wasn't an American flight. It was from Minneapolis. And fortunately, it looks like people didn't get injured in this one. They had people. You see people getting out of the plane. The plane was upside down on the tarmac, by the way. It's really wild. But people are getting out of the plane, and everyone seems to be okay as far as we know. So here it is. This is the picture of the plane right here. And I'll give you here's some of the images here. Let's pop this out here. There we go. So this is the scene at this plane crash. So
we're in Toronto.
In Toronto, plane's upside down.
Our plane crashed. It's upside down. Fire department's on site.
I don't know if this is at the airport or where. It looks like it's on the tarmac.
Everybody, most people appear to be okay. We're all getting off.
Everyone seems to be okay. That's good. 15 injured. Okay, thank you. Hello, Ms. Wild Wolf, by the way. All right, so there you go. There's the plane crash. So I just want to go down through some of these tweets. We're going to look at them, and then we're going to call it a day, because that's all I wanted to do. And I'm kind of testing streaming on multiple platforms, so that too. So unfortunately, the thumbnail's messed up on YouTube, but whatever. So here we go. Something's going on in the skies. It's getting harder to ignore. 4 major plane crashes, 85 lives lost, 15 aviation incidents in just the first 6 weeks of 2025, and now a Delta flight just flipped on the runway in Toronto, adding to the chaos. So what changed? What changed? You think something in the last 30 days is causing this? Do you really believe that? No, you're just being a demagogue. So what's changed? Well, Trump's back in office, and right on cue, his administration fired hundreds of FAA employees. Not before that first crash. No, they didn't. They didn't fire anybody yet. In fact, they hadn't done anything. He'd been in office 9 days. Anything that would have been related. And remember, that other crash, they were not staffed properly in the air traffic controller area, right? With the helicopter crash. And one person was doing the job of two. And what we found out later is that, one of the persons needed to go. The supervisor said, okay, we'll let one person handle it, and the one person can handle it. And that's, they're still investigating that. But how do you blame something 9 days in an air traffic control tower on Donald Trump? Like they make the thing. Oh, well, he disbanded the Aviation Safety Commission and he did this and that. None of that would have caused something 9 days into his presidency. But they're trying to blame it on. So anyway, this guy's saying, so what's changed? Trump back in office, right on cue, the administration fired hundreds of FAA employees. Did they? You sure about that? Including air traffic controllers and aviation safety personnel. False. It was an aviation safety board, like people who meet and talk about shit. They didn't make any changes to anything. They didn't fire hundreds of air traffic controllers either. That was a lie. The 3,000 air traffic controllers is what we were short from the last administration. And It's amazing. So now let's connect the dot. January 29th, the catastrophic midair crash in D.C. kills 67. January 31, medical transport plane goes down in Philly. Nothing to do with the air traffic controllers on that one. Mechanical failure. February 6th, a Bering air flight crashes in Alaska. Really? Didn't even hear about that. February 10th, a Learjet in Scottsdale slams into a park jet. And now this Delta disaster. This Delta disaster is in Toronto. Aviation safety just doesn't collapse overnight. Oh, there you go. Now that's the first thing they said that's true on this. Aviation safety doesn't just collapse overnight. But then he does this thing. You got the FAA. What do you mean, got the FAA? Got the FAA? How did they got the FAA? They haven't. It's so demagogic to do something like this. Here's onboard the video of the passengers' evacuation from the Delta crash in Toronto. Some people had their cameras out while they were getting out of the plane. Let's show you this. Here, we'll put this. Oh, it's on full screen already.
Everything, drop it. Come on.
Leave it all out of the. Just get out of the plane. Don't take anything with you. Put the phone away.
Holy fuck. Holy fuck.
All right.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, this is crazy, man.
Oh my fucking god.
You just survived a plane crash, sir.
Yo, I was just on this fucking plane. Oh my god.
I'd be doing the same damn thing. I mean, I don't know if I'd be filming though. Hello, Renee Mayette. Cryptic, what's up on YouTube? Air Cold Stefano, nice to see you. So anyway, all right. So we were short air traffic controllers, and they purposely weren't hiring white dudes. Smells like a setup. Well, yeah, what they did, you know, the other part is they had, and I hate when everyone starts saying DEI about everything, because it's not about DEI. But in a way, their hiring practice in this case, where they turned away people who were scoring perfect scores on the aptitude test and using a different test, they turned away over, 1,300 applicants when they're short 3,000 air traffic controllers? That's the last transportation secretary. That's the last administration. Where is Pete Buttigieg on this? Where's Pete? Where is Mayor Pete? So anyway, as I scroll down here again, but here, Wajahat Ali. Another airplane crash. Somebody casually crashes over the past month. It's almost as if we should have had an FAA chief, head of the TSA, and not put a freeze on qualified air traffic controllers. You got to look a little farther back there, Wajahat. When they weren't taking people who scored 100% on the tests. You turned 1,300 qualified possible trainees away when you're down 3,000. Now here we go. Now this is NBC News. Breathtaking audacity of NBC News. They are trying to blame Trump for the Toronto plane crash. I repeat, NBC News is blaming a Canadian plane crash on the President of the United States. Straight up propaganda. Let's see what these assholes are saying. Let's see what these dickheads are saying. Let's hear this report.
I did want to, underscore, to pick up on the conversation you were just having, though, in terms of the recent string of aviation incidents, Tom.
Now, again, remember, we're not even 30 days into the current administration. If you believe that they turn something around this fucking fast, you are out of your fucking mind. I'm just saying, you are out of your mind. That's crazy talk. Okay, here we go.
This is going to yet again raise the concern about FAA staffing, air traffic control staffing. Now, this is
which is a problem for the last umpteen years. Air traffic control staffing, you turned away over 1,300 people who passed the aptitude test to become air traffic controllers in the United States of America for reasons that had nothing to do with their competence or potential competence. Yeah, that staffing didn't hurt over the last 30 days. That's not what happened.
This is a Canadian air traffic control tower, and this is under Canadian authority once it crosses the border.
Yeah,
and
no
yet,
shit.
As you know, there has been this talk about maybe staff cuts at the FAA as a part of President Trump's effort to trim down the federal
Have there
workforce.
now?
And yet, as you also know, the FAA has been complaining for years that they are understaffed in critical job positions, especially air traffic control.
And why are those positions not filled? Oh, connect the dots, baby. You can't train that many air traffic controllers in 30 days.
Was having a conversation with somebody today about whether air traffic control in America is being affected by the staff cuts. So far, not to their knowledge. And yet
Not to their knowledge. Well, that's some investigative journalism right there.
Related to maintaining critical equipment appear to have been cut. So this is going to feed into all of these recent incidents, and the safety of the total air traffic system is going to be very much a part of the conversation as we go forward, at least on this side of the country, of the border, I should say.
On this side of the border. Thank you, Reaction Puerto Rico YouTube Super Chat, saying, with a deuce in the tip jar, saying 102 accidents during Biden's first month. Yeah, in January 2021, there were 102 accidents. Now, fortunately, there were not any large commercial accidents, but the idea that this is something new, that there's these, some of these planes that are crashing. There's like 1,500 incidents last year, only 27 fatal. Now, granted, none of them were big commercial lines. Most of them were small planes, but there were 27 fatal crashes in 2024. Okay, 27 fatal crashes in 2024, mostly small private crafts. But so it's not like it doesn't happen, but because of that one plane crash, now every plane crash that happens anywhere, obviously not just in America, are going to be landing at the feet of Donald Trump. So here we go. So I'm going to go down some of these stupid tweets again. Thank you, Reaction Puerto Rico, again. Appreciate it. Alex Cole, he's one of the constant Trump bitch abouts. There were fewer plane crashes when we had DEI. Oh, you dumbass. Really? Were there? Are you sure about that? You might want to look up the numbers. Midas Touch, usually highly critical of Donald Trump. It looks like they decided not to politicize this one. A Delta flight carrying roughly 80 passengers from Minnesota appears to have crash landed at Toronto Pearson Airport. No casualties have been reported as of this time. Numerous photos and videos have been released showing passengers safely exiting the plane, which flipped upside down. At least 8 people were injured, paramedics say. So this one did not try to lay it at the feet of Trump, because maybe he realized it's in Toronto, dumbass. People who fly private jets don't give a fuck if you die in a plane crash. What? What does that mean, Scary Larry? You're an idiot. Let's see. Just how many U.S. plane crashes will it take before even MAGA thinks maybe firing the FAA administrator and staff was a bad idea? What does the FAA administrator have to do with a plane crash in Toronto? Huh? Huh? 23 days, 6 planes. There was 102 plane crashes in the first month of Biden's administration. Again, and Charlie Kirk, same thing. NBC News attempts to blame Donald Trump for a plane crash. This happened under Canadian authority, under Canadian air traffic control. I don't even know this has anything to do with air traffic control either. It may have been a mechanical. We don't even know why it happened yet. But they're already throwing blame. Thank you, Assassin of the Great, dropping a big 10 spot via YouTube Super Chat. By the way, you can also use pdognight.live is the best place, but super chats are fine too. I'll take it. I'll take whatever you got. Got to pay some electric bill. Assassin of the Great says, Mr. Knight, we all know if those 1,300 applicants who had excellent test scores were of color, Pravda Americanas would not stop screaming about it. Seems discrimination is A-okay after all. Yeah, no, I agree. That shit is stupid. I hate. You know me, I don't like DEI hiring practices because, look, like I say, you're starting at the wrong starting point if you're waiting until the hiring process to try to develop diversity and inclusion. I don't give a fuck about equity. because equity is a stupid concept. Oh, we're going to have group equity. Everyone in every different demographic group is going to do the same, have the same outcomes. That's not going to happen. But if you fix the motherfucking schools, diversity will happen. If you prioritize education in places where often education is not prioritized at the individual family level, if you can fix that, diversity will happen because you'll have lots of qualified people of all races, shapes, sizes, and abilities. But you can't start at the hiring process or at the college admissions process or whatever. You're not setting people up for failure. You got to fix the education system, and that's the bigger problem. So anyway, Eric Swalwell, this dumb motherfucker. Oh, this is plane crashes in Covington, Georgia, leaving 2 dead. Eric Swalwell tweets, no president has more plane crashes in their first month in office than Donald Trump. Motherfucker. Joe Biden had over 100 in his first month in office. You just didn't hear about it because you guys are demagoguing plane crashes now. You dumb bitch. So, and I just flew a week ago. I didn't have any problems. Brian Tyler Cohen, this asshole. He changed his name. He changed his name on X. It used to be No Lies with Brian Tyler Cohen or whatever. It's because he lies all the time and people call him out on it. 129, first commercial plane crash in 16 years in D.C. On 129, 9 days into office, you think Donald Trump had something to do with that crash, ass wipe? I'm on a roll, man. Learjet crash in Philly. Japan Airlines plane strikes Delta flight on runway in Seattle. Yeah, you know how many of those incidents we had last year? 1,500! 1,500 incidents last year. So we're below average right now. February 6th, Bering Air Flight wrecks in Nome, Alaska. 210, plane crashes in Scottsdale, Arizona. Military fighter jet crashes in San Francisco. 7 crashes since the Trump administration congratulated itself for restoring aviation safety. Well, look here, dummy. We're below average, except for that, except for commercial flights. The 8th plane crash happened today since Trump took office. Again, 100 different incidents over in that first month of Biden. But again, someone say, Tom, please explain how a plane landing in Canada, totally under the jurisdiction of Canadian government control, had anything to do with Trump, Musk, or Doge. NBC's Tom Costello selling snake oil. Because people are talking about the NBC report. And I'm sure Pete Buttigieg has said something. But anyway, all these idiots somehow blaming Trump for a plane crash in Toronto. And that prompted me to open up the airwaves. So there you go. That's it. That's the only reason I started this today. I'm not doing anything else. I hope you have a wonderful evening. Come visit me tomorrow. If you've never seen this show, join me on the Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday, 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central on YouTube. Dawg Knight is the channel. And I might start doing this on X and other platforms too. But my Streamlabs, OBS has been screwed up, and obviously this one worked okay. So that's it. I gotta go. Thanks for dropping in. Hope you see you another time. My name is Dawg Knight, and I am out of here. Bye-bye. Have a lovely day. Hey, this is Dawg Knight, and thank you for watching today on the Dawg Knight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cash App, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm Dawg Knight, and I'm out of here.